Brew Strong is brought to you by Blichmann Engineering, home of the top-tier brewing stand. Visit them online at blichmannengineering.com.
Brewers, it's time for the beer radio you've been looking for. This is the show that dispels myths, tackles the toughest topics, and makes no apologies for geeking out on beer. Hosted by two guys that drink before they think, Jamil Zainasheff and John Palmer. This is Brew Strong.
Hey, howdy, hey, my brewing brothers and sisters.
Welcome, brewing brethren.
It would have been so much better if Porno Steve had turned on your mic. There you go. Try it again, John.
Hello, Robin.
Nope.
No. I got
It's kind of important if John is able to talk.
Which John?
Well, everyone knows exactly. See, this is the interesting thing about having so many Johns in my life is when I say John, people know exactly who I'm talking about.
Right.
It's like at the brewery, I've got several Johns. You know, I've got my two favorite Johns here with me, John Palmer and John Blichmann. And I can say, hey, John, and they know exactly who I'm talking about. And when there's, you know, some issue like John's mic's not plugged in or whatever it could be, then they know exactly. Yeah, you guys could just switch mics.
There was a button here that wasn't pressed in.
You didn't turn on your mic. Yes. Little button. It does not work on my box, but I still turn it on to this day.
Ah, okay.
There we go.
Yes, now I can hear myself.
Okay. Yeah, it's, you know, what is this your first or second time doing this, John?
Must be, yeah. This week anyway.
So you're new to it. You'll learn the ropes.
Yeah. You know, I suffer from short-term memory loss and
long term.
I'm just the fall guy.
Mid-length.
Yeah, mid-length.
Anything.
Often found swimming for extended periods of time out to sea.
Oh, yes. You guys been having a good time?
Yeah.
Traveling in the strange rain.
Indeed,
here.
yeah. I mean, rain is something that we usually don't see in Southern California, so it's kind of a nice change.
Well, you got the deluge last week.
We did.
We're getting the deluge this week.
It's what we call a soft rain in the Midwest.
We call it freeway flooding.
Or what? It's like a precursor. It's nice and warm rain, wasn't it?
It was very wet.
It's only like 50 degrees. It was fairly warm.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, it's not like Florida where it's 80 or 90. Yeah. Especially around Palm Beach.
So here at the Join Us Discussing Weather podcast, it's good to see you both in studio. Mr. Blichmann, Mr. Palmer.
It's good to be here again.
It is.
Yes.
I drove again, so John didn't kill us on the way. So,
right. Well, I did notice there was a near life-threatening maneuver there where
we didn't almost miss that exit. No.
Yeah. You almost pretty much just drove up on the concrete divider there and then back over and then
I just wanted to fit in.
Right.
In California, these crazy drivers.
Right.
Just fitting in.
That
and John was a little
listening to John's
slow on the nav.
Yeah, listen to John's directions. You'll fit right in. It'll look like you don't know what you're doing at all.
Well, it's not back there.
Yeah. It's not like one of us had been drinking a lot of Evil 3 before we left the brewery. So.
Yeah, the Evil 3's good. It's evil.
It is.
It is 3 times evil. Oh, you know who's not evil?
Our good friend.
Well, that guy, John Blichmann.
Yeah. I didn't want to put words in your mouth.
John, do you listen to these shows at all? Do you hear what we say on this show?
I churn through them.
It's
It's
in one
brutal.
ear, out the other.
I have to keep replaying it because I keep falling asleep. But
Well, you should at least hear what we say about you at the beginning before you fall asleep. We say all sorts of things about you.
it's just a work of literary art.
Yes, that is true. What's also true is Blichmann Engineering. They've been innovating and creating some of the best brewing products out there, that when you want to have the best product possible, to innovate your brew day and have the most clever of things, Blichmann Engineering is where you go. Now, hey, I've heard a time or two people say, hey, it's beautiful stuff. It's fantastic. It's the most creative stuff ever. I want, the best I can get, but I'm on a tight budget. Well, then we direct them over to the Anvil Brewing.
That's right.
And they've got the Anvil Brewing products, too. Every bit is well made, just doesn't have all the fancy to it. And by fancy, I mean great creative ways of making your brew day better. Rethinking how brewing works. For example, I was very impressed with the cornicle idea.
Aha!
This is essentially corny keg. Take your corny keg. Some of you got them. Everyone who's homebrewed seen one. Cut the bottom off of it. You're saying, oh, now it's useless. No. You can swap that bottom out with a conical, with like little legs and a stand. And you can ferment right in this thing. When your fermentation's done, you open the ball valve at the bottom. Ball valve or butterfly valve? Butterfly. Yeah, mm-hmm. Butterfly valve. Of course, you wouldn't use ball valve, please. Well, Blichmann's going to use butterfly valves. Much more sanitary. So you open the butterfly valve, and better flow, and dump your yeast, dump your dry hopping, whatever you want to do. Close that thing up. Flip the whole thing over on its head. Stop me if I'm wrong at any point.
Correct.
And then you undo the clamp. One clamp, one little screw doohickey you use with your fingers. Take the bottom off, take the conical part off, slap the regular bottom back on, put the clamp back on, flip it upside down again, or right side up now, and you're ready to go. Carbonate it, serve it. One vessel. You don't have to clean 2 or 3 vessels. You clean 1. You ferment and serve out of the same thing. You're getting a chance to drop your yeast, drop your trub, drop your hops. There you go. If you're making lagers, you drop the trub, and then you could drop your yeast. If you want dry hopping or fruit or something like that, and the fruit ferments, and then you got all the sludge at the bottom, just crack that port, drop that out, close back up. There you go. Clear beer, ready to go. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. And you can even carbonate it quickly now, right?
Yes.
Well, you got the carbonator thingy, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there you go.
So what I really like about the cornicle is I can keep a bit of head pressure of CO2 on it, so when I'm taking samples, it's not drawing in any air.
Right. Yeah, the corny kegs are good to like 100 psi.
Yeah.
And what's the cornicle rated?
It's rated at 50, which is plenty to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the same as a
shoot your beer
keg.
across the room if you want.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the commercial beer kegs are only rated about 50.
Yep. So, and, if you just want to treat it like a regular conical, you can as well. If you just want to rack that into a clean keg for,
sure.
A
transfer it out.
Yeah, you can do that. So it's nice and modular, which is really neat. And, you can have multiple kegs and just one conical bottom, so that saves you money. You're not having to buy all the valves.
Oh, there you go.
Piece.
There you go.
So.
Right. You just get more, yeah.
That's pretty handy.
Clever idea, my friend.
And
you're always coming up with some new way of looking at things.
I ran into a document on pressure fermentation a number of years ago.
Before we get to that, let me finish up.
Yeah.
If you are interested in the cornicle, do like I did. Go to BlichmannEngineering.com. Blichmann with 2 N's and a B and a .com.
And a CH.
And a CH. Blichmann. BlichmannEngineering.com, and check it out. Great stuff, and there's all sorts of innovative products on there. I tell you, literally, you are changing the face of homebrewing by innovating these things. I mean, you radically changed the whole beer gun concept, or the beer counter pressure filling concept. And I mean, that was the one that you had a lot of great products before that, but that was the one that really was like, oh man, this guy thinks outside the box. He isn't just like doing what everybody else is doing, copying everybody else. He's actually inventing new things that change the way we brew, which I think is very cool, which is why I love being involved with you in the show and stuff. So there you go. So BlichmannEngineering.com. Check it out. They've paid for the show for a long time, so you don't have to. So the very least you could do is send an email to, I think you should send it to feedback@BlichmannEngineering.com. But if you want to send it to support@BlichmannEngineering.com, that's fine too.
Which would actually go to John, is that correct?
It will now. We're going to create an alias. I realize that Jamil keeps using
so all these people have been sending you all these emails, and you have them again. Great.
I hope we left or had an alias that was forwarding him. So if any of you wonderful listeners didn't get a response, it's because Jamil gave you the wrong damn...
No. I have the drunken email from Mr. Blichmann himself telling me where to send everybody's email. So I think I'm right.
Hell@BlichmannEngineering.com.
I'll just open another email.
All my employees know I'm right. So I think
you are correct.
That's right.
You used the wrong email, but that's all right.
All right. All right. So that got you thinking about the pressure fermentation. So one of the things that a lot of the larger lager companies were messing with was fermenting under pressure, which suppresses like ester production, and getting lagers out at warmer temperatures, which saves them energy and can save them time, and so they keep a little pressure on it. And they're generally talking like 3 psi. You crazy man that you are, they're like 30, right? And you brewed a beer.
I did. I figure, go big or go home. 3 psi, really?
Right. You barely feel it. That's nothing.
Let's spank those yeast. Leave that alone, Jamil.
Okay, if you say so. So I think that's fascinating. You brewed a beer, you had it blind taste tested, and you brought some beer for us.
I did. Unfortunately, our New Year's party at my house was pretty successful, and the one keg was almost empty, and I thought for sure I'd get a bottle of beer to bring out of that keg, and I got about half a bottle, and
there you go.
Keg sludge.
Nice.
But I brought...
see how we rate, John? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to do it over.
That's right. We're gonna insist on a new batch in house, monitored closely by yours truly.
We'll put it on a live feed so you can watch it. I actually was just, the main thing for doing it was just, does this even work at that kind of pressure? Because some of the data I was looking at was you get a little bit of help at 1 bar, and at 2 bar you get most of it as far as that one, the graph that I saw. So I figured, we'll just do 2 bar. I could have done 3, but that's a little much.
Yes, that's insanity.
Yeah, so some of it was just setting up to fine-tune it a little bit to figure out, okay, what would I want to do for a final verification experiment? So,
okay. Well, let's do this. Let's take a short break. When we come back, I want to hear about the parameters of your experiment and what you expected to see in your results. And maybe we'll drink some beer. I don't know. We'll go from there, yeah?
Sounds great.
All right. We'll be back right after this.
Are you looking for a simple brewing system that's great for all grain brewing, but everything on the market seems to be full of compromises? Blichmann Engineering has the answer. The Blichmann Brew Easy all grain brewing system. The Brew Easy is a complete system with easy upgrades and a beautiful compact design, perfect for any size brewing location. At its core, the Brew Easy is built on two gorgeous Blichmann Boilermaker brew kettles, a high temperature March pump, and either a top tier gas burner or the new Boil Coil electric heater. The Brew Easy adapter lid allows the pots to stack on top of each other, forming an efficient, strong, and compact brewing setup that comes in 5, 10, and 20-gallon batch sizes. Upgrade your Brew Easy system with full automated control by adding a Blichmann Tower of Power temp controller, and make moving around easy with the Blichmann Kettle Cart. The Brew Easy is modular. If you already own a Boilermaker kettle, you can build your Brew Easy by purchasing just the modules you need. The new Brew Easy all-grain brewing system. See it today at BlichmannEngineering.com and brew with Blichmann quality on your new Brew Easy. Since the first time the Brewing Network microphones turned on, More Beer was behind it. More Beer sponsors the programming on the BN because, like you, they love brewing. And like the Brewing Network, they love sharing their knowledge. Morebeer.com isn't just a website to place your next equipment or ingredient order. Morebeer.com also gives you access to free beer information that will make you a better brewer. Go to morebeer.com and click into the Learning Center. You'll find podcasts, technical facts, video tutorials, and more, including access to The Buzz, More Beer's social network of more than 5,000 members. And some of them might even be crazier about beer than you are. Get over to morebeer.com today and take advantage of The Buzz, the forum, the Learning Center, and make sure you're signed up to receive the newest More Beer catalog. More Beer, bringing you absolutely everything for beer making.
Hey guys, what'll it be?
I'm not sure. What do you recommend?
A lot of people seem to like the Hefeweizen.
Is that a German Hefeweizen or more of an American-style wheat beer?
I'm not sure, but I can give you a taste.
Okay, great.
The Cicerone Certification Program certifies and educates beer professionals in order to elevate the beer experience for consumers. Unfortunately, not every bar is staffed with certified beer servers who can guide their customers through a beer list.
Here you go, guys. Let me know what you think of the Hefeweizen.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely more of an American meat. But I can hardly tell because this beer just smells like sour butter. I wonder how long it's been since they cleaned the draft line.
Yeah, and look at the bubbles on the side of the glass. It's filthy.
Somebody should tell these guys about the Cicerone program.
For sure. How about we head somewhere else for another beer?
Your server should give beer the same respect you do. Request quality. The Cicerone Certification Program offers 4 levels of beer certification, in-person classes, and course books for beer professionals. Check them out at cicerone.org. The Cicerone Certification Program. We know beer.
Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and freshest ingredients and the best customer service in the business. Check out their brand new patent-pending Mash and Boil 110-volt electric mashing and boiling unit. This compact all-stainless unit lets you mash, sparge, and boil just about anywhere that has a 110-volt plug. Double-wall construction adds to efficiency and safety, and a precise thermostat keeps temperatures where you want them. Unlike insulated buckets and converted coolers, multiple temperature rest mashing is easy to do, all for under $300. They also feature the Mark II work pump, a magnetic drive high-temperature pump that does the work of pumps that cost twice as much, as well as exclusive Brewer's Edge regulators and quality Keg King kegs and disconnects. Check them out today at williamsbrewing.com to brews their vast selection.
Back to the beer guys that make other beer guys look like wine guys. Brew strong.
All right, we're back. So during the break, we got out John's Bow Pills, the control version. So the control, tell us the recipe on this.
I don't remember all the gory details of the recipe. Wait a minute. Did I put that in? I may have it.
Probably
I wouldn't have it.
On your computer?
Yes.
Beersmith?
That thing right in front of me?
Yep.
I may pull up Beersmith.
I assume it had Pilsner malt.
He's scrolling through his recipe list.
I mean, it really should be like, 3 ingredients.
Alrighty.
One of them being yeast.
It was 21 pounds of Pilsen.
Yes.
German.
Yes.
Germansche. 2 pounds of Vienna. 1.5 pound of Cara Pils. And 1 pound of Munich 1.
Okay. Interesting. That explains the deeper color.
Yeah. A lot of specialty malt there. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty a little richer.
Well, it does.
Little Richard. Yeah, Little Richard was great.
Little richer.
I thought we were transitioning to the music podcast.
Then, of course, all Saz hops. However, for this one, I did not put any...
It is quite firmly bitter.
It is. I did not put in any aroma hops because I did not want to mask.
Doesn't really need them.
It doesn't.
No.
It's malty and sweet and bitter.
Yes.
And we're also tasting it fairly warm.
I get a little isoamyl.
Yeah.
A little banana-y.
Yep. But it's subdued. It's nothing. It's not like you're saying this is an ale. It's very lager-like.
That's a growth thing. That's where if you pitch, sometimes if you pitch too much yeast, you will start getting isoamyl.
Interesting. Okay. Yep.
You start getting a little bit of that because it's production's suppressed when growth occurs, and when growth doesn't occur, you get more. So, isoamyl is used for making banana flavoring. So that's how they make banana flavoring.
Right.
And so there's a lot of studies on how to increase the amount of banana flavoring is made, and they do it by suppressing yeast growth. So they won't add air or oxygen. They'll pitch higher. They'll do all these things to get the isoamyl to be produced. And they get a much higher rate of production. And they do it warmer. They crank up the temp. Like rocking. Just one of those strange things. John's looking at me very perplexed.
I was looking for
Which one? I thought of you as being...
You always perplex me.
I always thought of you as being very much like Elon Musk. Now, a lesser attractive, not quite as successful, perhaps not as intelligent, Elon Musk. Huh? Don't you see it, you guys?
Pushing it.
No?
You're pushing
Well, I don't see the intelligence part really. I mean,
he's like, I can take.
I was giving
looks.
you that look because I was trying to decide, can I really say what I want to say to Jamil on the air?
You could tell me to
You absolutely can.
to go screw off.
You absolutely can.
Well, I'm just calling them like I see them.
Alrighty.
I'm just saying. It's good. It's but I get a little isoamyl-y.
which comes from leucine.
Lucy who?
Yes.
Leucine. The,
Comes from Lucy.
The
Lucy brings
amino
it.
acid leucine.
Who's she?
She usually delivers once a day.
Yep. One of your many amino acids that occur in your free emitting nitrogen.
Mm-hmm.
Or fan. John has lots of fans.
This is already falling off the track. We've gotten 10 minutes in, and it's already... all right, so John, tell us more.
All right, so this was kind of a I wonder what's going to happen kind of test. So I brewed a 10-gallon batch and split it into 2 cornicle fermenters. Mm-hmm. So there was no difference in fermenter.
Right, fermenter geometry can play a big role in, when you're doing a comparison, you want to have a couple identical ones,
Split the yeast 50-50, so there was an even yeast load into both fermenters.
You put an even load into each one.
Yep.
Okay.
So what I really wanted to say is a douchebag of Jamil's magnitude could cleanse a whale's vagina.
That's a big load.
That's a lot of load.
Hey. Don't be going there. All right. So tell me more.
Even split in there.
Do you have a pitching rate that you applied to this?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
How many yeast packets or starter size?
Yeah, there was a. I'd have to. Wonder if I put it back into Beersmith. Let me see if I did.
I would imagine you did.
Because there may have been drinking going on at the time too.
Like there is today.
Well, if it's not there, we just make some up.
5-liter starter. 036 gravity, 2 pitches or 2 packages.
What yeast did you use?
I used the Munich Lager yeast.
Okay.
All right.
It was the White Labs.
Okay, and then so tell us about fermentation. You split your load into 2, and then one of the fermenters you left it open with an airlock, I assume.
Correct.
And the other one you spunded it to 2 atmospheres, 30 psi for God's sakes.
I did. Bam.
And
then then the lager I ran through its normal, or at least what I use for a process. So it fermented at, I think it was 50 degrees for, I think it was 2 weeks, and then brought her up, it's probably more like a week and a half, then brought it up for a diacetyl rest for a day or so, and then slowly back down to 50 to finish out, and then dropped it down to 32, 33, something like that for another several weeks. And probably I held back at the fermentation for another couple weeks. So it was all said and done about 6 or 8 weeks. The other was pretty well done fermenting in about a week to maybe 10 days.
How did that compare with the other one?
Much faster.
The one under pressure was faster?
Well, to the point where it was... See, I didn't have to do a diacetyl rest there, so they probably fermented fairly close to the same amount of time.
Did you get gravity readings throughout fermentation?
It was a busy time. No, I did not. I was more just trying to make beer for a New Year's party.
So
and
I am going to ask you all these questions. You're going to be required to have much data.
I'm going to get more data.
Okay, John.
After I do that damn Panamash I told you I'd do.
Yeah. So when you were fermenting the batch under pressure in the cornicle, that was without an airlock. That was just sealed and then
spunded.
I spunded it. Yes.
Yes.
And describe that spundation.
The spundificator was basically a pressure gauge that I connected up to the CO2 port on the top of the keg, and then I gradually turned out the pressure relief valve. It was kind of a coarse setting. I mean, it's not a proper spunning valve. It's a pressure relief valve, but that worked. Had to tweak it a little bit to get it to set, but it stayed right at the 30 psi. Within 5 psi or so.
Even during fermentation, the pressure didn't exceed 30 psi.
Correct.
30 psi.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
How long did it take for it to get up to 30 psi?
I actually waited till I saw a little bit of activity, and then I capped off the top, and then just gradually pressurized it.
Was that a day or two in, or
like 12 hours?
Okay. And then it reached 30 psi within...
I actually force pressurized it with CO2 pressure.
I see. All right. Interesting.
And then it maintained that with the...
spundation.
The spundificator. I guess that's what I'm going to have to call it now, the spundificator.
There you go.
And this is where he comes up with his brilliant product names.
Yeah, if you don't have a cool name, you just can't come out with it.
Right. You can't whip it out without having a great name. And so...
speed of fermentation.
Can I ask something really quick?
Sure.
Temperature remained constant for both batches at the same time?
Yes. I have 2 upright freezers in my brew lab at home. Good question. And I set one at 68, and then the other I varied through the lager profile.
So they were both in the same freezer, though.
I have two separate freezers.
All right. So
they're very identical.
All right. So they were both at the same temperature, or they were both... One was at one temperature, one was going through a process of different temperatures?
I had one that we will call beer 1 in upright freezer I will call freezer 1. That was at 68. And then we have beer 2, which we will call the lager beer, that I had in upright freezer 2. That was going through the lager process. Temperature profile. So two separate, completely separate.
Okay, so which one was in which? So
the pressure one was at room temperature.
Was at 68.
68, yes.
Okay. And the other one was at going from your 50 to your
and that was at
diacetyl
pressure.
Okay. Okay.
Now I see your question.
Yes. You're trying to figure out what temperature you fermented these at.
Yeah. So there were actually two variables. One was pressure, but the other was the temperature that the beer was fermenting at.
Right. So the whole thought was, can I create a lager without temperature control by using pressure instead? And how close will the two turn out?
Okay.
That was really what I was just trying to get, just a finger in the wind gauge. Is there something here or not?
Now, John, I noticed that you're missing the tip of your finger. Did something, when you put that up in the air,
Are the winds that strong in Indiana?
It blew the tip of my finger right off. Son of a bitch.
Well, then I guess what I would ask is, what do you think would happen at a normal lagering schedule with pressure?
He doesn't know.
I could only assume it'd be less, but I haven't an answer.
Less? It could be more.
Well, what could you theorize? I mean,
it could be the same.
Pressure and temperature are kind of what's the word?
Well, the literature would indicate that there would be if pressure were the only variable, same temperature profile for both, that the pressurized fermentation would proceed slower.
Right, you get slower. But that's why when you said it went faster, I was surprised because I assumed they were at the same temperature. But the higher temperature allows it to proceed faster. So this is why the big industrial brewers, they want to do the high-pressure lager because they don't have to refrigerate and spend money on that. The damn thing goes quicker, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, less
right, and all they need is a few PSI of
less strain on your
pressure,
your glycol system if you're using that.
Yep,
that type of thing.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So as I've said before, when this question has come up in the past, it's because of what I figure has got to be the partial pressure of CO2 that builds up and kind of suppresses ester production. It just, slows down the yeast. The yeast don't do as much.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it in terms of a chemical equation or a biochemical equation, you've got sugar plus yeast equals carbon dioxide and alcohol. So if you load up the carbon dioxide side of the equation, it'll slow down the consumption of sugar. Fermentation proceeds a little slower, longer time, all else being equal. And that's just, first principles of chemistry, but it's probably more complicated with this, but, it's a good place to start.
I guess. In part, not because, CO2 is present, and so they're, like the yeast need it, and so that's why they're not processing more sugar. It's really that the CO2 has an almost a toxic effect. So the CO2 and the alcohol are waste products for the yeast. Yeah. They're actually trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, well, you consider the yeast are trying to get the carbon dioxide out of the cell. And so if there's a higher partial pressure of CO2 outside.
I see what you're saying now. Yeah, it's very difficult for them to get rid of the CO2.
Right.
CO2 builds up in the cell, becomes more toxic, and this slows down the yeast, causing their processes to change.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 100% with you, John.
Oh, good.
All right.
Good.
Oh, my God. Let's do this. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we will hear about your blind taste testing on this beer.
All right.
Sounds good?
Sounds great.
All right, right after this.
If you work in retail sales, the restaurant industry, or are a new craft beer enthusiast, or you know someone who is, you have got to check out Beer 101. Beer 101 is an online course created for anyone wanting a quick introduction to the vast world of craft beer. Beer 101 covers the history of beer, brewing ingredients and processes, vital stats like ABV, SRM, IBU, and gravity, styles, tasting, glassware, and pairing beer with food. The Beer 101 course is offered by the Brewers Association at craftbeer.com. Also home to the truly awesome Beer Style Finder, a visual guide to every beer style. Quickly play with color, bitterness, and alcohol content to interactively explore the entire world of beer styles with a gorgeously designed interface to your favorite beverage. The new Beer 101 course and new Beer Style Finder are only available at craftbeer.com. Craftbeer.com, celebrating the best of American beer. Hey there, BN Army. Have you heard the latest at Hop Tech? Since Hop Tech has doubled in size after a huge expansion, Jade and Roberto can stock even more of the best quality homebrewing supplies and equipment. Over 60 kick-ass varieties of hops and malts, monster truckloads of quality brewer's yeast, including White Labs, Y-yeast, and multiple dry yeasts. They even have all grain systems from Grain Fathers and Ruby Street Brew Systems, thanks to Jade, the brand new all-grain brewer. And don't forget about their 10% discount to all BN Army members. Jade and Roberto are waiting for you and all of your brewing questions over at hoptech.com. Hoptech, totally not sucking since 1983.
Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters. This is Jamel Zainasheff, and I want to tell you about Heretic Evil Twin. You might be familiar with my homebrew recipe, which uses massive late hopping to create a balance between the malty sweet and the hoppy bitter, along with an outrageous malt and hop character. I wanted a beer with the same bold hop and malt character, so we played around with the homebrew recipe until we were able to make a great commercial version too. We've created a beer rich in malt character, full of caramel, toast, biscuit, and an ever so subtle roast note. On top of that, we piled in an insane amount of Citra and Columbus hops at the end of the boil, as well as in dry hopping. This damn-the-cost approach to hopping gives Heretic's Evil Twin a great blast of citrus and tropical fruit that can't be matched by any other hop. The result is a bold, malty, hoppy, but easy-drinking beer. This is our top seller, our flagship beer, and I couldn't be prouder of it. Cheers.
To find Heretic beers near you, click on Find Some at hereticbrewing.com.
The 21st Amendment. Watch out! Do you like beer? They make beer. Watch out! Do you like friends and fun? They make friends and fun. Watch out! Do you still like to have a good time? The 21st Amendment. Watch out!
The 21st Amendment in San Francisco, located at 563 2nd Street, 2 blocks from the building where baseball is seen and played. Try their beers in the pub or try them in the can, featuring
Monk's Blood.
Made with real monk.
Watch out!
So why not have the best time of your life? Go to the 21A and Sean O'Sullivan will personally greet you with a can of
Monk's Blood. The 21st Amendment. Watch out!
This advertisement is not in any way affiliated nor associated with the 21st Amendment Bar and Pub, nor its subsidiaries or affiliates. This telecast is not copywritten by the 21st Amendment for the private use of the Brewing Network. Any use of this telecast without Jamil Zainashev's consent is prohibited. Suck it, JP.
Are you a member of the White Labs Customer Club? If not, you should be. It's the easiest way to earn free stuff for turning in your old homebrew labels from either Vials or Pure Pitch. All you have to do is save your labels and redeem them for things like free yeast, an exclusive White Labs t-shirt or sweatshirt, and even the opportunity to brew with the yeast man himself, Chris White. Signing up is easy. Just go to whitelabs.com/customer club, fill out the registration form, and then mail in your labels. They will return the favor by sending you awesome White Labs swag. Go sign up today at whitelabs.com/customer club. White Labs, pure yeast and fermentation since 1995.
back to the two guys that know how to turn beer into beer. This is Brew Strong.
All right. The AHA. Do you use the Brew Guru there, Mr. Big Man? Mr. Blichmann?
I'm going to download it right after the show.
You damn well better. It is a fine application. Brew Guru, if you're part of the AHA, you get you can get the Brew Guru for free, and you can use it for free. You start out, but as a member benefit, it will show you where, like, every great discount place is. Like, they offer you AHA member discount. Place that sells, like, Blichmann Engineering products. Go there, and you're like, hey, this homebrew shop right here, close to me, has got discount. Or you get your discount on your beers. Why do you just stare at me like that? You just,
You're looking at me with those beady eyes.
Right back at you, brother.
We're just trying to make sure you're not sneaking up on me from behind or something.
No. John, you've used it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's just fantastic.
It is. It's faster and more comprehensive than Google Maps.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get discounts. I mean, you're on a budget, you're going out, getting a beer, getting some stuff. Look up where you get a discount from your AHA membership.
Yeah.
It's great.
Using this app, your membership pays for itself. I mean, you get all the other great stuff. You get the Zymergy magazine, which is worth the price of membership as it is.
Oh, yeah.
You get the discounts. You get the members only. You can get into the members only GABF sessions. You can get the homebrew conference. There's a lot.
Brewery rallies.
The rallies, yes. I mean, free parties. Mm-hmm. At the rally at Heretic, we give away beer for people to take with them.
Worts.
There's beer to drink for free there. There's free wort. There's all sorts of stuff. It's just, it's been a busy month. I'm tired. I'm not on my game.
The beer week.
Evo's laughing at him.
The beer week.
I'm beat. It's fantastic. So, and those are free if you're a member. Absolutely free. I mean, it's fantastic. All sorts of great benefits for that. Plus, it's an organization that's looking out for homebrewers, making sure the homebrew is still legal for you and me, no matter what happens. They're out there fighting the good fight on our behalf. So, very cool. Check them out, and you want to sign up through, and it doesn't say, eventually I'm just going to make up my own text here, I think.
Honestly, I don't think it matters.
That's true. You could go to thebrewingnetwork.com, and you'll see a join or some sort of link, and it'll say AHA.
Yes.
You click on that, and a little slice of that goes back to the Brewing Network. It helps pay for this, so Blichmann isn't paying an insane amount to have this nonsense on the air on your behalf.
I'll pay an insane amount anyway.
And
That's not going to cut me in break.
An insane amount minus a couple of bucks.
Yeah. And by the way, in case you don't know, in case you're new to the show, AHA stands for the American Homebrewers Association.
There you go.
It's not an annual.
I figure
hot
if
dog
they're new to the show,
thing.
they will be very short on they're not going to probably listen again. I think this is it. This is
one and done.
This is going to be the one and done.
Yeah. Well, but as a proponent of,
let's hope they started with a different episode.
There you go. Yeah.
If you're listening to this episode, maybe turn it off. Go get yourself another episode.
Yeah.
Listen to that one first.
Probably more informative. Yeah.
Listen to half a dozen other ones first, because there could be a clunker in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't just listen to one.
Right.
Give yourself a solid pillow.
Yeah, give yourself a good 6 months of listening. And then decide whether or not the show's worth. And then you could start this show back up, huh?
Yeah,
that's
and
what
you'll
I'm thinking.
appreciate it more.
It'll be
6 months isn't that long to listen for? I mean, Sometimes we'll go with, a month of
shitty
nothing. So, I mean, yeah, you might just have like 3 shows ago.
Oh, my God. Well, speaking of great places to get... I'm going to take care of this all at once. Speaking of great places to get Blichmann engineering gear, great fermentations. They are they not the one of the largest catalog of Blichmann products anywhere?
They are. They were, I think, my very first retailer.
Oh, wow.
Good folks. That's my local homebrew store.
Well, and is that why they're some of the best trained people on Blichmann products?
That, and they're just smart people there.
Yeah. Well, and if they got a question, you're in there, and they're like, "Hey, John, how does this do that?" Or "Why? What about this?" Or
I have been in there when they've had a customer. I think it was they were trying to decide on a burner, and said, "Well, John's right over there."
So that's their top-notch customer service. They just point to you and say, "Blichmann products, right there."
That's kind of cool, though, to do. That's neat.
That was fun. I even got to sign the burner for him.
There you go.
That's nice.
You sold it.
Charged him $50 more bucks.
Yeah, you might have. Yeah, right. They ring you up. That'll be $150 more than advertised.
All right, there you go. Well, check these fine folks out at greatfermentations.com. Good people. It's great customer service. They're friendly, very knowledgeable. And, again, they have the largest selection of Blichmann products available. So you can like them on Facebook, too, and Instagram and Twitter. They got all that stuff. It's like Facebook at, something, GR8 fermentation, and then
yes, they are even
on
doing
Twitter. And
they're doing a home. I just saw this on a Facebook feed. They're doing a Homebrew for Life promotion and giving away some Brew Easy with it. And
wow,
you get so many ingredients per month and all sorts of stuff.
Huh.
So
wow, that's pretty cool.
Check out their website for that.
Yeah, check it out. There you go. Inside information. Insider. John, I love being an insider.
Yeah, I always get them confused.
I'm getting very uncomfortable right now.
It could have been so much worse. People, don't shake your head.
Stop it.
It could have been way worse.
I know. Believe me.
So just give him it when that was peachy.
He's not done.
Full radio broadcast. Dickens.
Yeah.
Cider.
So how many entries were there in cider?
Stop it, John.
Okay.
Many entries
Stop
in cider.
it, Jamil. You guys are fired.
Let's get back to the show.
Just bursting in cider.
I'm sure the one listener that is still on.
Is their chat room blowing up right now?
I was huge in cider. When I was
filled the people.
I was huge in cider.
The last listener just dropped off the line.
Yeah. You can't do that when I'm now, drinking the Evil 3. I'm sorry.
All right, let's stop.
I always came up a little short myself.
Stop. I know why Justin gets so pissed off now. Stop. Let's continue with our information.
Right.
Alrighty. The blind tasting.
Yes. So you had Chris White.
Yes.
Of White Labs.
Mm-hmm.
See, John taught me to make sure I explain where these people are from. And Gordon Strong of Gordon Strong.
Of the DJCP.
Mm-hmm.
And Brewing Better Beer.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
From Brewers Publications.
Give us the comment. You sent them to them. They knew what the...
They knew that I was experimenting with pressure fermentation, and then I just gave them a couple bottles each with different bottle caps on it.
So they did not know which was which.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So give us the notes.
So from Gordon, I could detect a difference. The one with the flag cap was drier, crisper, and showed the hops better, although the bitterness was slightly harsh. The one with the silver cap was fuller in body, sweeter in finish, and slightly fruity. It was pretty smooth, but seemed heavy. I think the flag one was better for style, which was the crisper, drier, but the silver one was probably more accessible / drinkable for the average person.
Now, which one was which?
The flag cap was the one we're drinking right now. That's the
control.
The control, yes.
Okay. And so he thought that one was a little more true to style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drier, hoppier.
Crisper, drier, showed more bitterness, harsh.
Yes.
Okay.
And we...
So the other one was sweeter, he said.
And more accessible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what he... let me see, reading down here. He actually says, I think the cold flag was his favorite. It seemed more Czech with the better drinkability to the body, even if it was a touch harsh. So he actually tried them slightly cold and slightly... one like it... I thought I saw the temperature in here. Okay. 2 different times at different serving temperatures. One was 44F out of the fridge, and then the other was 62F sitting out. So as far as which one he preferred, it was actually the pressure fermented. No, it was the flag. Sorry, more Czech with better drinkability due to the body, even if it was a touch harsh. So that was the his preferred.
Okay.
And then in talking with him, he said they were fairly close, but a detectable difference. Now, I got to go to a different media, which is my phone, to get Chris's. Did the tasting both good? The plain cap was less like a Bow Pills, in my opinion, so I assume that is the 2-bar. It also had more head retention, which is odd.
Well, less. One of the things that I think the literature says is you get less foaming during fermentation. So it takes down less of the
foam only wants proteins.
Foam only wants proteins. Also, I mean, it could change, some of the alcohols that are produced and some of the fatty acids, and that could have some impact, maybe.
Yeah. Potentially change the lipid profile.
Okay.
Says here, but the flag cap had a little more sulfur, lingering bitterness, and to me, better esters. Wait a minute, did I get this backwards? No, that's right. Did you look at the yeast afterwards? Which I did not.
That's what Chris said.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Chris, So Chris said the.
So they both preferred the standard, the classic method of doing it.
So the flag cap had more sulfur, a little bit of lingering bitterness, and to me, better esters.
So
similar to what Gordon
was saying, that they're both so perhaps a little more estery with the pressure ferment.
Yes,
but still very accessible.
Oh yeah,
very drinkable. And of course, at your New Year's party, they've pretty much finished that keg.
They did. They decimated it with other kegs of beer too.
So did you get a finishing gravity on both?
Yes, I did.
And
I very accurately measured it with a finishing hydrometer, and they were, as best I could discern, exactly 1.016, both. They finished identical, which I was kind of surprised about.
Right. So, because, I mean, from the description of both of them, the classic one was far more bitter and drier. The sweetness in the other one has got to come from then... what sugars were remaining, or what alcohols were produced.
Yeah, so you could, from just the flavor alone, you could think that perhaps the finishing gravity
was not
higher.
The same, right?
Yeah,
but that's never really a great measure.
Well,
of sweetness.
Higher ester could be part of a cause of it making it taste a little bit sweeter.
Yeah, I mean your audience is going to dictate that pretty well. If you find yourself in a place that isn't all about dryness or even bitterness, you might find that the sweetness factor helps that push.
Yeah, but there's, that's not necessarily.
Well, I mean, like I said, audience factor. It's not.
Yeah.
The carbonation level in both beers is the same, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they sat in the same, under the exact same pressure in the same keezer for, probably 6 weeks now, at least. More than that. I had it at New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
I just bottled these. The ones that I bottled for Gordon and Chris was end of January, I think.
So it sounds like to me like the pressure ferment did not restrict the esters enough necessarily to result in as clean a ferment as
I'd say that's fair enough.
Yeah.
It sounds like it changed the character of the beer so that the bitterness changed, the dryness changed.
Mm-hmm.
However, side by side, you can tell the difference. If you separate them and come back to one later, you may be hard pressed to tell which one.
Which beer it was.
I mean, you could. I mean, it's not. Let me put it this way: it's not as noticeable when you're tasting them side by side. So if you don't have temperature control, this is likely to get you closer to the beer that you want to brew.
True to style.
However,
maybe.
Some more testing is needed.
Yeah, I'm not convinced because I think you can get a similar result with just really upping your pitching rate. You got to be careful. Like I was saying, you can, with too big a load, perhaps your load was a little bit big, and that's where you get kind of a little bit of the isoamyl. So you got to be careful that you don't go too far that way. But you got to get just enough growth, and then then you can do low 60s lagers, and they turn out pretty good. Interesting.
Yeah, so it kind of brings up another what do you call it, trial where you would have 0 bar, 1 bar, 2 bar, and
like room temperature.
Yeah, room temperature, and then do the I forgot
the control.
Well, the control, but then the parameter that Jamil was just saying.
Do a full lager profile temperature.
Pitching rate?
Was it pitching rate? I think it was pitching rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing would be is I think so. There is a lager yeast made for, well, not made for this, but that they have determined works really well with pressure fermentation. There's a high pressure lager yeast, and I would suggest maybe trying that also. I think it responds better to this, and I would think maybe a few psi. It's hard to control. With the spondificator hasn't been quite through the process, the engineering process yet at Blichmann. I've
got that problem resolved.
So once you get that resolved, then if you can control like a 5 psi. That might be the way to go. That and also trying the high pressure lager yeast. It's fascinating. I don't know. I don't know. I think it could be something a lot more interesting and something we could dig into more in the future. So just like our double mashing thing, that's had much better legs than we thought. Let's do this. Let's take one more short break, and then we'll wrap up right after this.
Sounds great.
Brewing great beer is a process of continuous learning, and the best books on every aspect of brewing can be found at Brewers Publications, with more than 50 awesome titles like Modern Homebrew Recipes by Gordon Strong, Designing Great Beers, the Ultimate Guide to Brewing Classic Beer Styles by Ray Daniels, American Sour Beers, Innovative Techniques for Mixed Fermentations by Michael Tonsmeyer, For the Love of Hops, The Practical Guide to Aroma, Bitterness, and the Culture of Hops by Stan Hieronymus, and Radical Brewing, Recipes, Tales, and World-Altering Meditations in a Glass by Randy Mosher, plus many, many more. These are the books and the authors with the knowledge to push your brewing farther than you thought possible. And you'll find them all at fine homebrew and book retailers everywhere. And visit the website at brewerspublications.com. Brewers Publications, all the best on beer and brewing. Your support of the Brewing Network means everything to us. We couldn't produce shows without you. And we love giving you something extra for that support, like Brew Your Own magazine. You already know it's a great brewing magazine full of recipes, equipment how-tos, discussions of beer styles, and brewing techniques. Whether you're new to brewing and just starting out or you're an old pro, you'll always learn something from the articles in Brew Your Own. Plus, there are amazing special issues like plans for building a Brutus 10 system, 250 classic clone recipes, and the Homebrewer's Answer Book. Brew Your Own magazine and BYO.com are awesome resources for any brewer, whether for yourself or as a gift. When you subscribe or resubscribe from the Brewing Network homepage, you directly support programs like this. Get a great magazine and support the Brewing Network. Subscribe to Brew Your Own right from thebrewingnetwork.com.
Learning to brew has never been so disgusting. This is Brew Strong.
All right, we're back. Speaking about having legs, you check out the latest things at Adam and Eve. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh, John? Huh, John? Huh, Steve? Huh?
Innovating your brew day. Yep.
Of course.
Innovating your screw day?
There you go. I misspoke.
Yeah.
What kind of categories?
Are you looking to spice things up in the bedroom? Been fantasizing about surprising your lover with an adventurous new toy or adult movie? Well, there's an offer you won't be able to resist. Go to adamandeve.com, and for a limited time only, you're going to get 50% off just about any one item. But that's not all. Oh, no. When you select your one item at 50% off, you'll also receive a free sex swing. Sex swing.
Nice
swing.
I'm talking.
Put it out in the yard, hang it from the tree.
Dang it.
Get arrested the next day.
You can put the toddlers in it during the day.
Yeah.
You can put the wife in it during the night.
Dual purpose.
Dual purpose.
You
Free
still
sex
have to
swing.
wipe it down.
Product with
You can use
purposes.
one, Bevo.
Got a whole
Abby,
Come on, you got
a
both.
free swing?
No?
No, I want to see all of the specs before I buy anything like that. I want to know what the absolute weight capacity is.
I think I need to
man.
get one. I think I'm finally going to pull the trigger and use
Can just
my name,
imagine.
Jamil, Jamil, for your free sex swing. And so you hang the sex swing from your door and hang on tight.
Also, I feel like it would be really weird to buy a sex swing and use your name as the coupon.
Hey, they didn't say I couldn't use my own offer code. And to top it all off, they will even throw in free shipping on your entire order. And no, they're not kidding. So check out adamandeve.com today for the special offer. You get 50% off of one item when you type Jamil, Jamil, for the offer code upon checkout. When you do, you get a free sex swing, free shipping, and then there's that 50% off your one item. And generally, they get your free DVDs. Mm-hmm. You get your free offer for him, your free offer for her, free offer for the both of you. All you're coming together like this. Well, so this sex swing, I think it's going to be a pretty substantial sex swing. I'm saying, like John's saying, you hang that one out in your yard from your tree, in the backyard, in the front yard. Who knows?
I hope so, because some of the customers might be pretty substantial.
You can. Hey, I'm getting one. I'm getting one. I'm not waiting for all of you. I'm getting my swing before they run out.
Just get it on video.
AdamandEve.com today.
I want to see the doorway collapse.
I want to see the x-rays of your broken hip when you're done.
Damn, you people are cold.
That was
harsh. You're just mean. She's drinking. She's drinking the high ABV stuff.
She gets mean.
She gets
drinking.
She gets mean when she's drinking.
I'm a mean drinker.
He's a mean drinker. That's not her. Mean drinker. All right. So let's recap real quick. I think we have decided it needs more study.
Indeed.
I think it was a very interesting adventure you took here, Mr. Blichmann. As always, you're continuing to excite us and thrill us with your innovation and your creativity, and you're challenging, the standards and the stereotypical. That's not you.
No, it is
just like Elon Musk.
No, it did surprise me. I thought that would be way different, like drastically. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. Well, you're trusting in Gordon and Chris, so...
What do they know? I am seeing Chris in just a few days at the Brew Your Own Boot Camp up in Santa Rosa. So I'll be hitting Chris up with some of this as well, and I'll talk to him about that high-pressure yeast and what kind of pitch rates he'd recommend, and I'll be seeing Gordon there, too, so...
Okay. Well...
We'll put together a good, solid... test plan and then have you approve it, of course.
Yes, you should.
And
really,
John.
because...
Yeah, it sounds good. I mean, as you're saying, this kind of gives the home brewer that doesn't have a refrigerator, some way to really control his fermentation.
We shall see. We shall see. Let's not call that one that duck quite souffle.
Baked, yeah, okay.
But Bevo now apparently needs me. And
I always need you.
And she has a question
I do.
in the chat.
I have two. This first one is from Shoe Brew. Slow fermentations seem to leave a bit of acetaldehyde behind. Best way to scrub out? Rinse temp? Question mark.
Well, acetaldehyde is one of those things that should be cleaned up during maturation. And the best way to maturate your beer is to raise the temperature a bit, like you do for a diacetyl rest. In other words, you want to pitch enough yeast and keep them active towards the end of fermentation, where going into terminal gravity, there's still a lot of active yeast. They're still hungry, and they're looking to clean up any acetaldehyde and any diacetyl that's still in the beer. So,
well, I'll throw in when you say pitch enough yeast, absolutely, but there's also the pitching too much. Too much heat, too much oxygen, and ripping through fermentation, and then the yeast crash, and you don't get any cleanup, and you get a real apple bomb.
So
very true.
On lager side, time frame wise, what are you looking at?
Well, I've always believed that the lagers, let's say you're finishing out your ales in 4 or 5 days, your lagers should be just a couple days more.
Yeah,
it's really just a temperature suppression of activity. So.
Okay.
Yeah. One way to look at it is if your high growth phase of your yeast is, that's the rapid bubbling in the airlock. If that's 3 days, then your maturation should be at least 3 days.
Okay.
Or maybe 6.
All right.
Last one. It's from Skibberine. Sure.
Skibberine, sure.
Skibberine.
Skibberine.
I have been getting really low final.
I call him.
I have been getting really low final gravities lately. Could I be removing protein while I'm skimming the wort as it comes to a boil, causing me to always get dry beers?
No.
Well, that was easy.
Yep.
All right. The end.
Yeah. No, the protein's not contributing to super dry beers.
Yeah. Yeah. Protein doesn't contribute to the final specific gravity, really.
Yep. So there you go. All right, good show. Stick around. We got 2 more to do. That's why we got to keep these on schedule. When Blichmann gets here, we got to take full advantage of him and do lots of shows and drink very heavy, and then we take advantage of him.
You got to pace yourself.
Yeah, this isn't the taking advantage. The taking advantage comes on later after he's had a couple of evil threes.
It's only the first show.
That's his plan.
Right.
Bevo warned me.
Yeah, there you go. Well, if you enjoy the show, make sure to check out our fine sponsors. Check out our lovely BlichmannEngineering.com, our good friends there. You get a bunch of great products that make your brew day much better, more special, and help you brew great beer. Check them out, BlichmannEngineering.com, if you like this. Check out the Brewing Network. Check out thebrewingnetwork.com/store. There's all sorts of goodies in there. And those goodies, when you buy them, they go to the bottom line of the Brewing Network and help keep shows like this on the air. They got hats, hoodies, pajamas, bike jerseys. You got those.
Sure.
Well, we got them at Heretic.
Do you really?
Hell yeah.
That's kind of cool.
There you go.
I don't think very many of our listeners are bikers.
Not that kind of like.
Just a little too tight.
Okay. Till then, everybody, brew strong.
Brew strong.
Brew strong.